sure enough, Travis Pastrana ends up coming to Woodward because his wife's a pro skater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his wife is a pro skater, Lindsay. And so they're coming up there because he's doing some race testing somewhere near there, and she wanted to go skate. So I heard he might be coming, so I ended up going to the hangar, and sure enough, he's in there. And he started filming me before I even met him, which was crazy. So my buddy, that's a mountain bike guy, he's like, dude, Travis is filming you. You better throw down. And I'm like, all right, let's go do this.
That's awesome.
So crazy how it works. But then I'm like, hey, I've been working on these tricks into the foam pit. Let me know what you think. He starts filming them. He's like, dude, we've got to have you a part of Nitro Circus. Like, we're touring in Australia in 2 months. Can you be there? And I'm like freaking out. I've always wanted to meet this guy. Now he's inviting me to be a part of Nitro Circus, which is,
That's
the
wild.
biggest group of action sports athletes in the world. And so literally my 18th birthday, I'm on my first flight to Australia to join the tour.
Oh, dude, I would be pinching myself.
Still.
I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
This is happening?
It's incredible.
What year was that?
That was in 2012.
Whoa. So you've been involved for a long time.
Yeah.
Good for you. Now,
Yeah.
the ramps.
Yes.
Okay, so you go from, what size are the ramps in competition? You said 13 feet?
So yeah, that's the standard half pipe, but then the mega ramp, that's like what we do at
That's
Nitro
what you do at
Circus.
Nitro.
Yeah.
How big is that?
So it's about a 60-foot drop and a 50-foot gap. Yeah.
Christina, there's no way.
Yeah.
No way. I would not make it. I wouldn't survive.
Yeah.
Did you have to build up to that? I'm sure you had to at some point, right?
For
Learning to
sure.
go down that 60-foot ramp and all that.
Yeah, it was definitely terrifying. I had grown up and always, like I said, watching Tony Hawk, these guys are flying. So the bigger the ramp, the more you're flying, right? So, however, it's like I didn't know, and it's really funny because I remember going to Australia. I'd skated a few ramps, but nothing that size.
Yeah.
So I just had my standard skateboard, but I didn't know that you needed like specialized products for the higher speed.
Okay, see, I didn't know that either.
So I just go down. I'll never forget my first time going down the thing. I start getting the speed wobbles. Yeah. I barely make it off the lip of the ramp. And then Lindsay, Travis's wife, looks at my board and she's like, you rode down on this thing? What the heck, dude? And then just starts taking my trucks off, rebuilding my entire board. And then after that, we were good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, that is so So now with Nitro Circus,
Yeah.
so you pretty much travel with every event.
Yeah, like I said, I've been with them since 2012, and the tour has taken us all over the world. It's huge in Australia. We've gone all throughout Europe. We've done Japan. We've even done Russia. It's been amazing. I'd always dreamed of traveling the world, but never thought like this would be the way it would be done. But again, it's just God's faithfulness to His promise to do more than we could ever ask or imagine.
Yeah, and you gotta admit too. I mean, stepping out in faith.
Yeah.
knowing that
Exactly.
I say this a lot now, and I always say I'm a prodigal son.
Okay. Yeah.
If you listen to earlier episodes on here, you can hear a man struggling.
Yeah.
Someone who knew about his faith, but was away from it. You know, and I had certain things happen in my life. It will bring you to your knees where you have nothing left but to rely on God. And it will change you. My dad. I love how my dad says this, man. He's a very tough man. He was a Green Beret for a long time.
Oh wow.
22 years. So he's very different. But his thing is you either learn or you're taking another lap.
Wow.
That's what he says every time.
That's good.
You learn your lesson or you just take another lap.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I keep taking these laps. I need to,
Time to learn.
Yeah, like, Christina, these laps are getting a little tiring here. I got to change something.
Yeah.
And it's really cool when you finally surrender. And that was a big thing that I had to learn was surrender, right? And in the profession that I'm in, even with my co-host Jordan, who's not here tonight, that's one thing that was hard for us as firefighters because we have to be in so much control. We have to, right? When you call 911 and we're there to help your family, we got to have the answers.
Yeah.
We need to fix the problem.
Right.
So for us to surrender is very difficult. And I remember feeling that like, okay, it's time to stop doing it your way and start doing it the Lord's way, and giving. It's almost like you said, anything that I want to pursue or do, lay it before Him.
Yeah.
He even says it, cast your anxieties, put it on me.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it. We'll figure it, I'll figure it out for you, but it's your responsibility
Right.
to search that out.
For sure.
Your word, to be in prayer and to do all that. And I can say, at least for me, and this is like the first time in my life where I don't have control. I don't know what the future holds.
Yeah.
But I'm at peace.
Come on.
I'm totally
Let's
cool,
go.
and it's
Powerful.
It's very powerful and it's
Yeah.
life-changing, but it's also made some people really upset.
Yeah.
Which is very surprising. People that I've known my whole life.
Wow.
I started talking about my faith on here, and they got really upset.
Really?
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, to the point where, like, not friends anymore.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah,
Isn't it funny how, like, that is so controversial for people?
It
Like,
really is.
It's crazy.
That's why when I saw you speaking, and then Christine was talking about, you met Mike, I'm like, I love that you're not afraid to talk about your faith.
Well, here's the thing. I had a conversation on the drive here with someone. You probably only heard the one side of it. I was like, listen, people are always going to be offended.
Yeah.
There's going to be somebody that doesn't like it.
Yep.
It's too hot. It's too cold. Doesn't like, you know what I mean? So it's okay.
Yeah.
You just and who are you actually accountable to?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know
That's a
what I
word
mean?
right there. Let's go.
Audience,
Yes.
audience of one. So really, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been
okay.
for me personally, it's been a bit of a struggle at times,
Because you care about the people.
You do.
You do.
Right.
And you're like, really? You're going to let this I mean, it's the same thing as
Yeah.
like COVID, though. You're going to let that get in the way of us?
Right.
I always say this. I say, no offense unless it causes you to change.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Ooh.
the offense shouldn't be there unless there's something you don't agree with. And that fence builds a wall around you, so you're limited by what you see.
Yeah.
And you're putting that wall in between you and someone else. You're offended. You're literally building a fence in between me and you if I don't agree with something. It's like, we shouldn't be building that fence. We should be open-minded enough to have a conversation and not just be guarded.
yep.
Absolutely. No, in that, in your profession,
Yeah.
being a professional skateboarder and being a man of faith. Have
Yeah.
you found that difficult working with certain people?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, like skateboarding, the culture, literally the biggest magazine in skateboarding, their logo is a pentagram, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
literally, and I love those things about skateboarding, not the pentagram, but I love that skateboarding was so rebellious because it gave me something like, I know I'm different. This gives me an outlet to be different. And the thing about skateboarding is there's no right or wrong way to do it. You can do it however you want to do it. However, the skate culture kind of flips on its head and is like, unless you're wearing these shoes, unless you're wearing these pants, like you're not cool unless you're listening to this music. So it's really funny. So I've kind of had a really unique pursuit in my skateboarding career because it's like I'm not like all the other skateboarders. Like I actually have passion, not that they don't have passion, but I actually care about other things than skateboarding, and I care about making a difference and bringing positivity into it. Like skateboarding is very rebellious and you're grinding and vandalizing, like that's kind of the culture in skateboarding, but I'm like, man, it can be so much more. And so at times that has there's been a war there, definitely been a spiritual war in a sense, because I mean, that's the culture of skateboarding, but I'm trying to be the light in that industry and in that culture. And so anytime there's full opposition, like who is this guy? Like, what does he think he's, and people do whatever they can to either make fun of you, say your style's lame, whatever. And yeah, I mean, I've experienced it all, but at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not going to let your opinion of me dictate whether I'm having fun on my board or not.
They can make fun of your style. Who's on the tour?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Sorry, you don't like my style. but-
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's good though, because it seems like you're still steadfast in
Yeah.
what you believe. And,
Yeah.
that's one thing I would say is a mistake in my earlier years, at least through my 20s, even teens, is basing my faith off people,
Yeah,
church, and that will wound you.
for
Because
sure.